I'm going to make this video about my fantasy films on Blu Ray Collection, which are not that many. In fact, only a handful. I have a bit more on DVD. Well, let's get started. Here we have 300 Rise of an Empire. And yes, it's the sequel, not the original 300. They're pretty good. I bought it mainly because I'm a big fan of Eva Green, who appears in this movie. And this one has a bit more of a magical element to it, which I like. And, well, it's more of the same. If you've seen 300, I think you'll like this one. Then we have this 2-pack of Clash of the Titans. It's Clash of the Titans, the original from the 80s, and the remake. And they both come in this slipcase. And here we have the original Clash of the Titans. I believe the last movie with stop motion effects by Ray Harryhausen. Still holds up pretty good. I've always liked movies with a mythological theme. And then we have the remake Clash of Titans as well. This one comes in a slipcase, so it's a slipcase within a slipcase. All right, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good effects and a good story. And the Kraken looks amazing. All right, we put these over here. We continue with the Dark Crystal. You'll see some of these with a Spanish title. That's because I live in Mexico, so that's where I bought many of these. Of course, this one is a classic. It's made with puppets. It's one of those Jim Henson movie, and it's very, very creative, very, very original. This is not based on a book or a fairy tale, that's already established. But this is a completely original story written for the screen. So that's what makes it, and also within its very own world. It's a world that is not based on anything else. It's not based on a medieval setting like many fantasy films are. It has its own very unique story. Also, the effects are amazing, and yes, they do still hold up. And the story may be a bit slow moving for modern viewers, but I really, really like it. Put this one over here. We go now with the Dark Crystal. The Golden Compass. As you can see, I have two versions of the movie. The reason I have two of them is because this one has a 2-disc edition, so it's got an extra disc of special features. The reason I wanted this because I really did like this movie. I have read the books upon which they are based. This was supposed to be the first movie in a trilogy. Sadly, that never happened, because apparently this movie doesn't do so well. But it's really great. Another one that, like the Dark Crystal, is in its own world. It's kind of a steampunk environment, and it deals with some weighty issues like the very existence of God. So I think that's what made it a bit controversial, right? Nicole Kidman is in it. Also, Daniel Craig, who more famous as James Bond. And we now continue with Hugo, based on the book The Invention of Hugo Cabret. I have not read that book, and in fact, this is a really good movie. I really enjoyed it when it came out in theaters. I believe I saw it just in 2D because it came out in 3D, and but I really have to upgrade, or rather buy another one of these, because this Blu-ray is faulty. I bought it when Blockbuster was going out of business, so this is a used copy, and yes, I'm afraid I don't know what happened to it, scratched or something, but it stops about halfway through. Again, a very inventive story about a young man that lives in a train station. Okay, and he is searching for a key that will, I believe that will start up an automaton. Kind of like a robot back in the Victorian era. We now continue with Indiana Jones, The Complete Adventures. Now these movies are, of course, well, I put them here in the fantasy films, even though they are much more of adventure movies, because all of the movies have fantastic elements in them. Let me just take out this this set. It's got all 4 movies. The reason I want to take it out is because it just looks great. I mean, this is the way box sets should be made. You know, compact. Excuse me about that. And with great artwork. I mean, look at this. We got here, starts here. We have here Raiders, Temple of Doom, and I believe we have here The Last Crusade, and here at the end Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which a lot of people, you know, hate on. I don't mind it that much. Of course, my favorite is the first one, like everybody. It's got all 4 movies, plus an extra disc full of special features. Great set. Put this over here, and now we continue again with the 2 versions, or rather 2 editions of Labyrinth. This is the original, I believe this is the original Blu Ray release, and this is the 30th anniversary edition, which just came out. Well, at least as of the making of this video. This one does have all new special features, as you can see right there. And the special features that were ported over from the previous release. In fact, I have this one also on DVD, and I have 3 copies on DVD, all of them different editions. This is one of my favorite movies. It's All Things to All People. It's a children's movie. It can be enjoyed by adults. It's also a musical, but it's a musical in a way that you enjoy it, you know, because I don't really like musicals. And I know a lot of people also don't care for musicals really like this movie. So, and just like The Dark Crystal, this one is also a Jim Henson production, and it also exists within its own world, you know, an original story. Great, of course, David Bowie in it, and a very young Jennifer Connelly. Really good movie. Now we have a Legend. Now, unlike The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, which had a really good story to them, and plus the stunning visuals, this one is all style and no substance. It stars Tom Cruise, Tim Curry, and Mia Sara. They all look great, but the story is just one big cliche. Again, just I like this movie a lot, but only for the visual elements. I mean, the story is really not that interesting. They're all searching for this lost unicorn horn that was stolen by the devil creature played by Tim Curry. It's not that exciting. The Never-Ending Story, another much beloved film from the 80s. Now, this one, usually when I see a movie from my childhood, I am able to just go back and put myself in the frame of mind and enjoy it for what it is. In this case, I'm afraid not, because I rewatched this movie and it was a bit, well, not that great. I know this is a movie that's much beloved by everybody, and I like it too, you know, but it's not in the same way that I liked. I can still enjoy The Dark Crystal, and you know, today, and I'm still excited by it. This one, not so much. We now continue with the Lord of the Rings, all of the entire trilogy, and this is the extended edition. All 3 films. Each of them has, again, you will see like I said, let me put them in order here. The title's in Spanish, because I bought this in Mexico. we have the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and the Return of the King. Each one of these has several discs. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs. Incredible. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 discs. I believe the movies come in 2 discs, and then the rest are all special features. I have not even begun to see all of the special features here. You know, this is a box set with a lot of content. I have read The Lord of the Rings, of course, one of my favorite books, and I do not have The Hobbit, the trilogy, because I did not like that one. You know, I thought it just incredibly bloated story that turned it all into an action movie, and that's not what the book is about. The Lord of the Rings, the movie trilogy, is much more faithful to the spirit of the books. Last, but definitely not least, we have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Of course, love this movie. Gene Wilder, you know, rest in peace. What can I say? There's again a movie that is in a class of all by its own. You know, the visuals, the really freaky story here. And I did not see this one when it originally came out. I saw it first on television, and I have seen it several times since on television. So I'm glad to have the Blu-ray. Well, that's all for my fantasy movies on Blu-ray. Thank you for watching. So long.